Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing the following MLB match that is happening on Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023. We will be providing our team, total and prop picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comments section below. Chicago White Sox vs Texas Rangers. The Chicago White Sox have been brutal this season as they are fourth in the AL Central with a 43-64 record so far. Right-hander Dylan Cease will be getting the ball here and is coming off a loss against the Cleveland Guardians, where he went 5.2 innings and gave up 4 runs on 9 hits with 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. The Texas Rangers have been doing well as they are leading the AL West with a 60-46 record. Righty Dane Dunning gets the start and is coming off a losing effort against the San Diego Padres, where he threw 5 innings and allowed 3 runs on 5 hits with 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. Dylan Cease has a 4.03 ERA and 1.22 WHIP in 11 road games, while Dane Dunning has a 3.52 ERA and 1.14 WHIP in 11 home games. Texas has also averaged 5.13 runs in July, while Chicago has averaged 4.26 runs. Based on these numbers, the Texas Rangers are the better team. Both of these bullpens have been struggling throughout the entire regular season, and this is going to be interesting. Chicago is currently 25th in the majors with a 4.63 bullpen ERA, while Texas is even worse as they are 27th in baseball with a 4.83 reliever ERA thus far. These offenses have been doing extremely well as of late, as the White Sox are scoring 4.17 runs in their last 12 games, while the Rangers are averaging 5 runs in their previous 11 games. All in all, go with the over in this game. Cincinnati Reds vs Chicago Cubs. The Cincinnati Reds, 59-49 Sioux, first in NL Central, fresh off their trade for Oakland left-handed reliever Sam Moll, 0-3, 4.54, take on the Chicago Cubs, 53-53 Sioux, third in NL Central, on Wednesday evening in the third game of the series at Truist Park. The Cubs bolstered their infield this week when they brought back third baseman Jeimer Candelario, .258, 16 HR, via trade. The Reds will send LHP Brandon Williamson, 2-1, 4.56 ERA, to the mound for his 14th start of the season. Chicago will counter with 34-year-old lefty Drew Smyly, 8-7, 4.50 ERA, who will be making his 22nd start of the season. The Reds have won 5 of the 6 games played against the Cubs this season. They swept the Reds in a 3-game set at Wrigley Field in May and won the first game of the current series as well. The Reds have won 5 of Williamson's last 6 starts on the road, and they have won 9 of their last 11 games against the spread overall. Cincinnati swept the Cubs in a 3-game set on the road earlier this season. They feasted on Chicago pitching, batting .381 with a .593 slugging percentage. Despite their winning streak last week, the Cubs have lost 3 of their last 5 series at home. Cincinnati hitters have performed well on the road this season, ranking in the top 10 in the league in batting average away from their home stadium. The Reds lead the league in stolen bases per game on the road, so look for them to increase their scoring opportunities at Wrigley with their speed. The Reds pitching staff has been effective on the road recently, producing a 2.93 ERA over their past 5 games. They have limited their opponents to 3 runs or less in 6 of their last 9 games overall. The Cubs have lost Smyly's last 4 starts. Smyly has not been very effective at Wrigley this season, producing an ERA just under 6, while averaging over 9 hits per 9 innings at home in 9 starts and 1 relief appearance. The trends support a Cincinnati victory with Williamson on the mound at Wrigley on Wednesday. Our team pick is Reds plus 1.5 runs. All 3 of the games played between these 2 teams in May went over the run total. 35 total runs were scored during the series. The Reds batted a healthy .381 with a .593 slugging percentage at Wrigley in their previous 3 games there. The first game of the current series also went over the run total. The Cubs' offense has been clicking at home recently, producing a healthy .281 batting average with a .482 slugging percentage in their last 6 games at home. Williamson has an ERA approaching 5 with a 1.56 WHIP in his 6 starts on the road this season. Both Chicago and Cincinnati are currently ranked in the top 10 in the majors in average runs scored per game overall. The Cubs are ranked 7th in average runs scored at home, with 5.09. The Reds pitching staff is ranked only 25th in the league in ERA with 4.62, so expect the hot-hitting Cubs to have several scoring opportunities throughout this game in their home stadium. The Cubs have pushed or gone over the run total in their last 3 games. Chicago has gone over the run total in each of Smyly's last 4 starts. Most signs point to a higher scoring affair when these 2 teams meet at Wrigley on Wednesday. Take the over. New York Mets vs Kansas City Royals. The New York Mets and Kansas City Royals will continue their three-game series on Wednesday night in Kansas City. The Mets were one of the favorites to make a run at the World Series in 2023 after a big offseason, but injuries and poor play have the Mets out of contention, and the team has traded away some key veterans as they plan for next season. The Royals are currently battling for the worst record in baseball as they continue their slow rebuild. The pitching matchup on Wednesday night will be Mets righty Kodai Senga, 7.5, 3.15, taking on Royals righty Alec Marsh, 0-5, 7.04. The New York Mets have won 3 of their last 4 games heading into the series opener with the Royals on Tuesday night. The team likely is breathing easier now that the trade deadline has passed and the team knows who is staying and who is leaving. On Wednesday, Senga heads to the hill for the Mets as the team's clear-cut ace now. Senga has been solid all season and particularly tough in his last 3 starts. He has an ERA of just 2.35 in that stretch and has allowed just 9 hits in over 15 innings of work. Royals starter Marsh is coming off his roughest outing of the season after allowing 4 runs in just 2.2 innings of work against the Guardians. Even with their recent trades, the Mets are still the more talented team in this matchup and have a distinct advantage on the mound on Wednesday night. Take the Mets with the run line. The Royals have gone over the total in 3 of their last 4 games. The Royals have also gone over the total in 2 of Marsh's last 3 starts, and he is coming off a start in which he lasted just 2.2 innings. The Mets are a higher scoring team on the road this season and come into this game with their biggest slugger, Pete Alonso, coming off a Player of the Week award. Expect the Mets to get some good swings against Marsh and help push this game over the total in Game 2. Take the over. Arizona Diamondbacks vs San Francisco Giants. Arizona has a winning record against the Giants this season and they are looking to stop their recent slide. Webb has struggled in his last few home starts and the Diamondbacks have a strong bullpen. I think Arizona will win this game and I would recommend betting on them with the money line. In the previous 8 games played this season, these two have averaged a combined 9 runs per game, though the total has split 4-4 in those games. The last time that Webb faced Arizona, the two teams combined for 13 runs, and half of his last 8 starts have seen at least 10 runs scored. Arizona has seen the over hit 21 times over their last 41 road games, per covers.com. They don't even know who they will have as their starting pitcher yet, and it will be someone making a spot appearance, so runs could be coming early and often in this one. Take the over. Oakland Athletics vs Los Angeles Dodgers. The Oakland Athletics fell to 30-77 on the season following Sunday's 2-0 defeat at the Colorado Rockies, failing to sweep a 3-game interleague series at Coors Field in Denver. After scoring 19 runs through their first 2 encounters with the Rockies, 8-5 and 11-3, the A's mustered just 5 hits in Sunday's closer. Oakland is slashing a mediocre .246, .328, .415 with 21 extra base hits and 12 home runs in the last couple of weeks and 357 at-bats. The Athletics pitching staff has done an excellent job during that span, compiling a 3.38 ERA, 1.15 whip and .216 batting average against. I'm expecting Tony Gonsolin to get things going against the A's, who have amassed a 105 WRC+, .716 OPS, and .172 ISO against the righties over the last couple of weeks, 281 plate appearances. The Dodgers haven't impressed against left-handed pitchers in the past 2 weeks, racking up a 99 WRC+, .711 OPS, and .120 ISO across 170 plate appearances, but they should be able to hit well against Hogan Harris. Oakland's righty ranks in the 3rd percentile in chase rate and the 22nd percentile in hard hit percentage. Harris's 4-seam fastball, 47.7% of usage, has a +2 run value, and the talented lefty will have a tall task to keep one of the most dangerous lineups in baseball quiet. Take the Los Angeles Dodgers -1.5 runs. The Los Angeles Dodgers went 2-4 last week, losing a couple of 3-game home series against the Toronto Blue Jays and Cincinnati Reds. Last Sunday, the Blue Crew suffered a heavy 9-0 defeat to the Reds, falling to 59-45 on the season. The Dodgers were still topping the NL West on Tuesday, 2.5 games above the San Francisco Giants. Our total pick is over.